What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy2014 review. And today we got a brand new Marvel Legends review I got on my channel today. And it's one of my first few multi-pack figures that I've ever did. So this is like out of production order and out of whenever I got order of these 2-packs, 3-packs and stuff like that from Marvel. So today we're taking a look at Hasbro's Marvel Legends Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest 2-pack of Black Knight and Sersi. Now these two characters I'm not very familiar with, but I just bought this 2-pack because I gotta have some new Marvel Legends in my collection and all that. But these figures do look good even from the render, and this is still yet again one of those windowless packaged Marvel Legends that we had to suffer collecting apparently until they would bring back the windowed packaging again in 2024 2025, because this was back when Hasbro, whoever at the higher ups at the time in 2022 2023 thought it's a good idea, let's do windowless packaged Marvel Legends and, you know, just show people this is what the figures look like, but you just gotta open the box and see how it looks in the final presentation. But you know, they didn't really need to do this for a lot of their brands, like I said, but this is one of those few Marvel Legends I do have still. But I had reviewed Marvel Legends where they are windowless packaged, like Kingpin from the Hawkeye TV series, but also Daredevil. But then you also had Yelena Belova from the Hawkeye TV show that was windowless packaged. Then you had 2 Black Widow figures from Avengers that I have reviewed on this channel. If you go back and watch them, they were also windowless packaged. So this is no different. So yeah, I got this off of Amazon for about let's see, $29.99 or something. But that I'll just guess that's how much I paid for this 2-pack. So here's the front of the package for what Black Knight and Sersi look like in the render. And also, this was released around the 60th anniversary of the Avengers, by the way, in what, 2023, 2022? See the copyright year. Well, it doesn't matter, but still. And here is a side render of the two standing straight, and then some comic book art of Sersi and Black Knight as well. Then you also got back render featuring their accessories and them posing. You get a good glimpse of that. So with that further said, let's take a look at Sersi and Black Knight and what they got to add to my collection. Okay, now that we got Sersi and Black Knight out of the package, let's take a look at some of their accessories before we continue on their figures. You got interchangeable hands for both Black Knight and Sersi, even though Black Knight only had his hands in a little small package, while Sersi had fireball lightning effects and her hands in a separate package. The sword just came out loose in the box. I don't know why, for some reason, on my release of the figure of this 2-pack. I mean, so here's the hands for both those characters. Then we need to go over the lightning effect pieces for Sersi, and man, these look like fireballs. And you know, I mean, whatever her powers are, that's why I gotta do research after this review. So this is some cool translucent lightning effect pieces that are very effective to use to put on the figure, but I think they only would be effective if I put them in the balled fists of the hands, if possible. Yeah, you can, because the stock hands that she came with fit, because with the fingers all spread out, you're not going to be able to put these lightning effect pieces through the hands that she has on the, you know, attached already on the figure, sadly. So you got to do that when her hands are all clenched and balled up, and then you can put those lightning effect pieces in her hand. Then we take a look at Black Knight's sword, which kind of can look like a lightsaber because it's also translucent lemon yellow with some bits of red over here on this side, but the whole entire sword is yellow. But that's kind of cool that they have it all up in the light like that, and how the camera's picking up and the halo light is picking up on it. Now let's take a look at the figures for Black Knight and Sersi for the 2-pack. First, we start with Black Knight himself. Cool figure. I really like the detail done on his legs, especially the braille area, because, you know, he's supposed to be a knight and all. And he has a brown leather jacket looking like a military jacket. Well, no, it's just a regular leather jacket, but it can work. And then you got these, you know, typical superhero gloves on him and boots, you know, to be, you know, very chivalrous of his, you know, who he's protecting and all. So that makes sense. spread the jacket out, you can show his logo on the chest, so that's good. Unfortunately, I don't think you can. Yeah, you can kind of take the jacket off, but no, I'll just keep this on so it can be like a full jacket. And then I do like his helmet or mask, or either way. So it's very much like what you would expect for a knight. Looking at his mask or helmet, it does look a little bit like Nova. You know, if anybody knows Nova, he was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy in some incarnations. Sadly, we never got to see Nova in the MCU. What's up with that crap? If we ever do get Sersi and Black Knight in the MCU, I wouldn't be surprised at how they're going to incorporate them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because these are some really underrated characters I don't know nothing about prior to this review and prior to this achieving of the two-pack, you know, retrieving of the two-pack. But hey, I mean, I just bought these figures out of curiosity just for the heck of it, just to add to my collection and all. So yeah, this is Black Knight's figure, and you know, in terms of his outfitting and how he looks, color palette, and you know, detailing and everything. Now let's take a look at his articulation. So you turn his head around, you know, all directions, tilt up and down, and that's some fast head movement on the joint for the head too for this guy. I'm like, wow. Ankle, you know, as for abdomen crunching, well, you can't do much abdomen crunch because due to the jacket being present on his back and chest, so you're not going to be able to do that. But the chest, but the part of the jacket does move a little bit. Butterfly joints. I don't think you can do some butterfly joint movement on this guy, so you're not going to be able to do that. As for elbow crunch, he got some good elbow crunches. This is still one of those many Marvel figures I got with the pinless joints, so you're going to notice some pinless jointing on several of the figures I'm getting going forward. But actually, no, these still got pin joints, because some of the recent figures I got, like Last Stand Spider-Man, She-Hulk from the Fantastic Four animated series of them, got pinless joints. This is still back when Hasbro was still doing pin joint figures. Kind of slowly transitioning from pin joint to pinless later on, so wait until when I get to more Marvel Legends that have pinless joints. Okay, then for the knee crunch, you got the knee crunch. I don't mean to put his feet in the camera's way, in the face of the camera. Then you got ankle pivot, so the ankle pivot is a little stiff, but I just gotta move that ankle a little bit around. Okay, and then that's the left leg and that movement. Then we take a look at his, you know, leg crunch on the right leg, ankle pivot, move that ankle a little bit around too. There you go. And then let's take a look at Black Knight with sword in hand, and then you have Black Knight with sword in hand. So there you go. So let's put him away and move on to Sersi. Now, this is yet another sexy as fine looking female character I got in my Marvel Legends collection so far. No offense to She-Hulk. I mean, She-Hulk is still my favorite. Sersi still looks just as good. Just look at how voluptuous her hair looks in the figure. Especially when I saw this figure, I was like, and when I saw this two-pack, I was like, I gotta get this just for her mostly. Because, man, she just looks fine as shit. Because, wow. Just look at her. Of course, she has that standard generic color palette, you know, not much going for her design-wise, but that's just how it is with a lot of these female Marvel figures that I've gotten in the last couple of months, and even for the last couple of years. And her face sculpt looks fine and sexy, too. I can't tell if she looks Asian or what, but damn, she looks damn fine and sexy, because, yeah, she just really does. But although I can tell that she looks a little video gamey for a comic book accurate action figure, but she kind of does. She really does, and I like the detailing done on her hair, and you can see some cleavage, you know, to a degree. But since now that we got you know, her jacket doesn't come off, okay, and then the way how they sculpted the buttocks is like whoa, and then legs, just everything about her is just so darn fine, like damn fine. Where is that for some of the DC multiverse figures McFarlane is doing for female characters, huh? Where's that? So here's like a pose. Of course, she's no Scarlet Witch, but she just, you know, she's badass and sexy both at the same time on her own. Okay, enough of the objectifying of her, but let's go ahead and take a look at her articulation points. And then let's go over my overall final verdict on this two-pack. Okay, so for the head movement, you can just only turn her head up, left and right, and up and down. You're not going to turn her head all the way because due to the back end of her hair, so you know how it is with female characters that have long hair like this. And also due to the collars, you know, the collars of the the jacket. That's what's also keeping it from moving all the way. Then abdomen crunch. Okay, this is her abdomen crunch movement. So okay, no butterfly joints, I'm afraid, on her. So her ankle, you know, hers, I want to say ankle, elbow crunch on this arm, elbow crunch on this arm as present. So this is just pretty much how, you know, pretty much how it is, I guess. Spread the legs out, so you got them legs spread, and very acrobatic, just like She-Hulk and a few other female Marvel Legends I've collected, like Yelena Belova and Black Widow, and an earlier Black Cat that I've reviewed back in 2020. Okay, then you can turn the upper legs around, turn them around. Knee crunch. Her knee crunches is okay, you know, especially with this knee pad, yeah. But then you have knee crunch on this leg too. She's very flexible. I mean, not as flexible as, let's say, Elastigirl from The Incredibles, but you get what I mean. Ankle pivot, and okay, so ankle pivot is, unfortunately, I'm having problems with her ankles. I mean, it's like, I guess she doesn't have no ankle pivots on this figure, I'm afraid. Dang. I mean, this is a good figure, but it's just, you know, no ankle pivots, but you can do all this moving around with her arms and legs and stuff, you know, because she's like one of the skinniest female characters I ever have in my Marvel Legends collection. But okay, let's put her aside with Black Knight, see where that goes. So bring the camera over so we can take a look. Now let's see how, if you put Black Knight away, let's see how she stacks up with She-Hulk, because I'm like at a bind now that, you know, when I have both these two women, knowing that She-Hulk is like 7 or 8 inches while Sersi is only 6, your normal 6-inch figure, and then take a look at my Marvel Legends and even take a look at Last Stand Spider-Man and how she stacks up with Last Stand Spidey and She-Hulk. She-Hulk is still tall, remains like one of the tallest female characters I have, but she's around the same height as Last Stand Spider-Man. So there you go. And if you want another Marvel Legends comparison in terms of height and difference, Ultimate Iron Man. Ultimate Iron Man is like 7 inches, like an inch taller than she is. So let's put Ultimate Iron Man away for that after comparing her height-wise. And then, okay, now let's put Black Knight. Now, Black Knight is 6 inches, like 6.5. Let's put it that way simply. So there you go. So that's my review on this 2-pack of Sersi and Black Knight from the Avengers. Well, the comic book one, that is. If we ever do see them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, come on, Kevin Feige, Disney, and Marvel Studios, make this happen with these two. Put them somewhere in Avengers Secret Wars or something. I don't know. Or give them their own show in the MCU on Disney Plus, whenever that happens. If they're popular enough and viable enough to have their own show or movie. So anyway, that's it for my review on this 2-pack. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.